I'm Patric Verrone, president of the Writers Guild of America West.
A lot of your controversy during the writers' strike, or the disagreement, was over rights, new media rights, and also distribution rights for stuff online.
Right.
Are you satisfied and happy with the terms that you got out of that?
Well, we're certainly satisfied when it comes to the reuse of existing library content, television shows and feature films on the internet. This is the first time in our history that we've actually gotten a residual formula that's equal to or superior to an existing formula. In other words, when television first came along, feature films were paid at 2% when they got on TV. When it went to cable, it went down to 1.2%. Then home video came along and it went down to 0.3%. Now it's gone back up. So
even though it doesn't necessarily start out as a percent?
In the case of content that's created for TV or film and then it goes to new media, that's all percentage based. That's all. When they get paid, we get paid. It's a percentage of distributors' gross, which is what the exhibitor pays for the content. When it comes to the streaming and the reuse of TV shows within the first year, there is a 17 or 24 day window where there is no payment, and then after that it's a fixed formula.
Is that something that you were less happy about?
We were, and in fact what we have in the third year of our contract is a percentage of revenue. It's an imputed percentage of revenue because we don't know the kinds of deals that are being made for streaming. They're evolving. We got in the contract access to both auditing of those clicks and the deals for download, and so we should be able to tell in our next negotiation how we can develop a formula that is a percentage of revenue.
And it seemed to me that over the course of the strike, I heard a lot about newfound internet literacy on the part of writers, even if it's just posting a video of yourself on the picket line to YouTube.
Right.
I mean, how did you see that? I mean,
well, I think that's going to be one of the real legacies of this strike. Whereas in 1988, when we struck, the studios and networks began to develop ways to do television shows like Cops and America's Most Wanted. They developed ways of doing television without writers. The legacy of this strike, I think, is going to be that writers learned how to do content without the studios and networks, and there were some alliances developed with the members of the Screen Actors Guild and people who were writer, director, performers themselves, who figured out, had the time to figure out and build relationships with the companies that have these platforms. We made a couple of deals that Seth MacFarlane, who created Family Guy, is doing material for Google. We have
I'm sorry, what is that?
He's doing a series of webisodes called Cavalcade, original programming that'll be distributed on through some Google portal. Doug Lyman created an entity called Jackson Bytes, which is doing direct to the internet programming. This can be both the bane of our existence if, in fact, the networks look to the internet as sort of a pilot playground where they just find content that's already been created and turn that into television programming. And that's why it was very important to us, and we succeeded in getting what we call separated rights, which allow for the creator of the original content for another media to get the same protections that they otherwise would when it goes to TV or film that they would if it was actually originally created for TV and film.
Do you think that those projects are going to stick around? Do they have the same momentum?
It's hard to say. I mean, this is all, as we discussed in this forum today, this is all a brave new world. Some will succeed, many won't, but the batting average of development in television and film is not that high as it stands today with traditional development standards.
Yeah, I mean, as we were hearing today from Jeff Zucker talking about his, what he learned from the strike, and now he was going to kind of take advantage of not paying writers as much as he used to. I mean, do you think you have your own retort to that? I mean, in terms of what writers have learned from the strike and.
I didn't hear.
Oh, you didn't get that one? Okay.
But I
mean, he was just talking to the same stuff about cutting down on pilots and development deals and trying to create things in a cheaper way, to test things before they're proven.
I mean, the television as an industry has research and development the way any industry does, and that's what the pilot season is for TV and in feature films. That's what your development department does. I mean, they spend a lot of money not only on the creation of that material, but in executives and an entire infrastructure dedicated to development of TV and films. And so to suddenly say that they're going to abandon that as a whole, I think that's not likely to happen. They'll look for cuts here and there, and then all of a sudden somebody will come along, a Larry David or a David Chase or a Mark Cherry, who they're going to want to get the next project from, and so they're going to pay them, and that's inevitably
so it'll just build its way back up.
Speaking on behalf of our membership and writers,
well, what about
in general,
speaking on behalf of yourself? Just as my last
I would very
question.
much like to be hired to do. No, I
well, what about the
think,
inverse, though? I mean, so you're a spokesperson. Clearly, you're speaking on behalf of a lot of people who are thinking about these internet online video stuff. Are you?
Absolutely. No, I mean,
what are you going to do?
At this point in my career, after 20 years of mostly television, for the past 10 years animation, I actually see the internet and the amount of control, both creative and of the production end of the business and distribution. That seems to be the way to go, and so my own personal connections I think are going to lead me down a path of creating content directly for the internet that I would have some more say over than I would if I was creating it directly for TV or film, and hopefully that can be monetized and I can make a living at it.
Great, I'd love to see it.
I look forward to it myself. I love to create it. So, thanks, Liz.
Thank you.